According to data collected by the Association of American Medical Colleges in 2022, in the past year, over 55,000 people applied to medical school. That's more than all the students that attend Purdue University. This high level of competition can be very intimidating for pre-medicine students just starting out. However, with the proper guidance along the way, you can learn to become a strong medical school applicant and be well on your way to becoming a medical doctor. As someone who has spent the last 3 years building my own medical school application, I am very familiar with the process and all that is required. Also, I'm secretary of Purdue's Caduceus Club, the largest healthcare organization on campus, so I have experience advising students on this complex process. After watching this video, you will have a simplified guide of everything you need to complete your medical school application, including when you wish to apply, what extracurriculars you need, when to take the MCAT, and what to expect from the application itself. Hopefully, you will also have gained the motivation necessary to tackle this complex and stressful process. To start, let's go over some things you'll need before diving into this process. Some things you will need include a deep-seated personal interest in medicine, your preferred MCAT study resources, a reliable form of transportation to take you to and from volunteering and clinical experiences, a journal to track your experiences, and plenty of time to devote to this process. I recommend at least 1 year before you plan to apply. Speaking of when to apply, let's discuss the first step in the process, choosing your application date. This will help determine how much time you have to complete other prerequisites and also when you need to take the MCAT. This is a helpful calendar to help you keep track of your medical school journey. The traditional path to medical school involves students completing their application the summer after their junior year of undergraduate, which will be a year before they start attending medical school. For example, if you wanted to start medical school in the fall of 2024, you will need to apply sometime during the summer of 2023. The second step in this process is collecting all of the experiences and materials you will need to create a standout application. In addition to having a high GPA, you need to gain experiences in extracurriculars. These include shadowing physicians, volunteering, and gaining clinical experience by working or assisting in a place that provides direct patient care. Be sure to use your journal to track the hours and things you learned from these experiences. Another thing you will need are letters of recommendation. Most medical schools require at least 3, one from a science professor, one from a non-science professor, and one from a personal source, like a mentor or a coach. The final material you will need for your application is the personal statement. Now, the goal of this essay is to help you tell your story, what first drew you to medicine, and why you wish to pursue a career as a physician. Now, this is where your journal of experiences will come in handy, as including details from your extracurriculars will help show the growth you've gone through on your pre-med journey and help you tell a more well-rounded story about yourself and your personal goals. The third major step in this process is studying for and taking the MCAT, which is the standardized test that all pre-meds have to take before attending medical school. You can take the MCAT any time before completing your application, but keep in mind it takes about a month for test scores to be reported, and you should spend at least a few months studying before taking the exam. There are many different MCAT prep resources available for you to purchase to help you study for the exam, and they all come in different forms to help suit your specific studying style, so you have to be very conscious of how you study and what you think would best help you for the exam. For example, I used blueprints, textbooks, and online resources because I prefer a blend of virtual and written instruction. The final step of applying to medical school is filling out the application itself. This is an example of the first or primary application, which is the same for most medical schools and is run by the Association of American Medical Colleges. This is where you will include details about your extracurriculars, your letters of recommendation, your personal statement, and your MCAT score. After your primary application has been completed and sent to your medical schools of choice, the schools will then reach out to you if they believe you are a good candidate. They will send you a smaller secondary round of applications with questions unique to that medical school, and they will also send you a request for an interview. The interview is where you meet with a few members of the application board of a medical school and you answer their questions about your application, your pursuit of medicine, and even your hobbies and personal life. This may seem very intimidating, but just remember that the point of the interview is to prove that you are more than your test score or your GPA. You are a real person with goals and ideals, and you are dedicated to using them in pursuit of your medical degree. Before we conclude, I want to go over some things you should avoid when completing the complex process of applying to medical school. First, don't apply until you are confident and ready in all parts of your application. If you feel like you need to take some more time to gain more experience or retake the MCAT, then do so. The worst thing you can do is apply when you are not ready. Second, remember to pace yourself. Burnout is a huge problem among pre-medical students, with one study done by Fang and Associates in 2012 showing that pre-medical students report higher levels of emotional exhaustion and depression than regular students. Be conscious of your mental health and remember to leave yourself plenty of time to complete all of the prerequisites. In this video, I provided you with a timeline of events that need to be completed in order to apply to medical school. These included deciding when you will be ready to apply, finding additional experiences and writing your additional materials, studying for and taking the MCAT, and finally, completing your application. Lastly, here are my sources. I hope you found this video helpful and that you feel more confident in the process of becoming a fantastic medical school applicant. Best of luck!